Ready to look and feel your best? Welcome to Transform Belleza, your go-to for body sculpting, facials, skin tightening, weight loss, and injectables. Find us in East Hanover, New Jersey, or call today.
Evolve Nutrition, 110 Route 10, East Hanover, New Jersey. Evolve Nutrition, EHNJ.shop, 973-647-4625. Evolve Nutrition has all your favorite supplements and vitamins, health and wellness products, fresh meals, protein snacks, gym apparel, and accessories. They will ship to all 50 states. If you don't see a product that you want on their website, just give them a call, 973-647-4625, or message them on Instagram. Tell them what you want. They will order for you, and they will ship it to you to any state in the country. But the best part is 20% off with this discount code SS20. Or when you call them, just tell them to show the commercial on Serious in Selling This Bodybuilding. Evolve Nutrition, 110 Route 10, East Hanover, New Jersey. The website, www.evolvenutritionehnj.shop, 973-647-4625. And don't forget the discount code SS20 for 20% off your favorite products. All right. Lee, how's the skin? You had an eye problem. Now you have a skin problem.
You make it sound like I'm falling apart, yeah. So
Yeah.
well, I don't know. Actually, today at 11:50, I got to go to the cardiologist. See, I must be falling apart. But
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you now?
just a checkup I get all the time. So, but I'm seeing a new one. But Monday, I figured, when my uncle had his melanoma cut out, they took a big chunk out of his back. So this could be a good thing. When they cut it out of my side, it's right where my love handle is. So if they can do both sides, I'll lose a couple of inches. So a negative can become a positive.
And then you're going to do the Masters Olympia next year.
Yeah. They'll say, Lee, how'd you get such a tiny waist? I'll say, cancer.
That'll do it.
So we got a newbie on the show. When I did my wrap up, I said a star is born. Jo Palacios. Did I pronounce that right?
Palacios, like
Palacios.
literally the C. Yeah.
Joe, what's happening, man? How you feeling?
Good, man. I'm on cloud nine over here. Went from no one knew who the hell I was, so now everybody wants to know who I am. So that's kind of cool.
you kind of, with the exception of Holmesy, you kind of took the world by storm. Because when you popped up on in Tampa, everybody was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Who is this?"
And that's the
fucking
cool.
guy?"
That's the best thing, when they don't see you coming. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, honestly, when I won USA's, the same thing happened. Nobody knew who the hell I was. I wasn't being talked about until about 2 weeks out when Bodybuilders Without Borders posted me in the lineup. They're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Well, it's just Joe. Hi.
Yeah. And the same thing happened with Lewis Breed a couple of years back.
Uh-huh.
It was like, I mean, I know he's over in Europe, but I was like, "Oh shit, who the fuck is this guy? He's a monster."
Mhm.
And then the best part was when they had the rematch of Jordan and Clint Beastwood, and they were like, "Oh, do you think Clint is gonna beat him out in Texas?" Well, you fucking ruined that plan.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever did. So I've ever done back-to-back shows. I'm usually a one show and done, and then get ready for the off season. But obviously, being in the pro league, I want to start showing my face more and standing on stage more and being in front of the judges more. And we're like, well, those shows are literally back to back. I don't have to hold too long at all, and it'll be the first time I get to see a peak twice. And so we just took what we saw from Tampa. Like, okay, we have an even better game plan going into Texas, and there were all things that you could fix within that week of time. So we brought me in a little bit tighter. We took notes on how my body like did with the carbs and everything, and the little water manipulation, all that stuff, and it paid off. Like I was a pound and a half different between the two shows. Texas, I was a little lighter, but that pound and a half really made that difference in that hardness.
Oh, no question,
So
especially from the back.
yeah, and then even the way I filled out right before. I mean, my carbs, I didn't really carb up, but it was literally like potato chips and
Really?
before the pump up. Yeah, and I only did that for finals in Tampa, and my my feedback was I looked better at finals. And that was the only difference. And I had an extra meal in me. So we did the same thing for both prejudging and finals for Texas. And my prejudging look was way better than Tampa's finals look. And then my finals look at Texas was even better than my prejudge look at Texas. So I just got better and better
So
with
that's
each time I stepped on the stage.
so potato chip. You fucking cracked the code. It's fucking potato chips.
What kind
Lay's
of potato chips do you use?
I used to almost do that
Lay's.
back in the day. I found that back in the day I used to do the same. A little bit of carbs, but just that little bit of sodium with it can make all the difference. But you just got to find that balance. But the sodium with it can make a huge difference.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it was like instantly, as soon as I started pumping up, I just swelled up.
Mhm.
I was all right, cool, there we go. And so that's all it was. It was Lay's potato chips.
Yeah, as I
Yeah.
had a coach have me do potato chips backstage while pumping up. I used Pringles, but that shit just made me real gassy.
Wow.
I remember.
I see
think
Lay's are so
I
light.
gotta use
Lay's are
Lay's
so
next
light.
time.
Yeah.
Well, the proud new sponsor of the show is Lay's. Lay's. we're gonna sign them up next, John.
Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're a young bodybuilder. Just give us a little bit about your bodybuilding past.
Well, I used to play football in high school. I was football captain, middle linebacker and stuff. I was always more on the aggressive side. And I always used to say that linebackers are born, they're not made. You just have it in you. And so naturally, like I liked weightlifting. And so that was like my favorite part of football in general. I didn't even care about practice at a certain point. I felt like what a pump would feel like. And I got stronger than everybody a lot faster. I just didn't realize what genetics were at the time. I was just like, well, I'm just fucking eating and lifting. That's all I'm doing. Because they would ask me, Joe, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why don't we look like you? I don't fucking know. And so, but in hindsight, now I understand. But I got injured quite a bit in football, and it kind of took the love of the sport away. So that I didn't even enjoy it at a certain point. I would just go to practice like, well, fuck, I hope I make it through practice without getting hurt. So I decided not to play in college, and I was pretty depressed. And so I was like, fuck, man, like when you've been an athlete for most of your life growing up, and then you just kind of go to work and go home, it's really depressing. You don't feel like your day's complete. So I was like, well, the closest thing I have to playing football anymore was the weight training. So let me just get back into the weight training. So right away, my body started responding. I didn't follow no diet. I just ate like a fat fuck. I partied, and I was always training hard though. So I was always muscular under that layer of fat, that party boy fat. And like as time went on, I just got like more and more serious about it. And not to get too serious, but like the day I became a bodybuilder was the day my dad passed away, because that's kind of how I started dealing with it. So at first I started drinking and going the wrong path. And then day I just made a damn fool of myself, and I was like, damn, my dad would be so disappointed in how my life's turning. So I was like, I need to fix my mind, body, and soul. And I was like, it's gonna start with my body. So I cleaned up my look. I dieted for the first time and was successful. And then I just kind of took the bodybuilding path, and it kept me straight as the rest of the way.
You just
So-
became Jason Ons's favorite new bodybuilder. I want you to know.
Oh, there you go.
Because his
That was
story
the
is clear.
brief
He's like
description.
he's literally has the same fucking story, minus his dead dad. But like, go ahead, Jay.
No, I mean I get it. I was an athlete, football and wrestling. So I transitioned into bodybuilding. I didn't really have that, little depression stage that you went through from, I kind of went from competing in one end, from high school football to making, a decision not to pursue college, and go right into bodybuilding. I didn't have the trauma of that you had for the death of a father, but I had other different trauma, that kind of triggers you into a certain direction, and almost like, you were trying to live up to your dad's expectations, where I was just trying to fucking do something to get out of that pattern of bad behavior that I saw growing up. But I get it, dude. Being an athlete and then just applying that to this makes a huge difference. It not only, gives you that transition of work ethic where you could just position that into this, but, it gives you something to fucking fight for every day, and
Yeah.
Gives you purpose.
I was gonna say, yeah, like going to work and coming home and not just doing that wasn't fulfilling at all. I felt lost. You know,
Yeah.
losing my dad on top of that made it so much worse. And so I kind of found myself through the bodybuilding. I never cared to step on a stage. I always like it never appealed to me to pose for people and blaze up and wear trunks. Like I thought the look was cool, you know, but I never like wanted to do any of that. That was just the competitive side of me. Like I'm a competitive guy. So it's like shit, well, if I'm gonna put all this like serious effort into this, might as well just do something with it too. So because I went all in, I was like, let me compete. And we are where we are now. But yeah,
Where you
bodybuilding, I didn't dream of putting trunks on one day, you know, like that wasn't a thing.
where do you live?
LA, Los Angeles, California.
And you grew up on the West Coast?
Yeah, I've been here my whole life. Literally grew up in the same house up until last year, that
Oh
whole
shit.
way through. So
Okay.
How old are you now? You're a young guy then.
31,
Oh, okay, yeah.
31. Yeah, when my dad, so I plan on actually, it's crazy how life works because I planned on moving out when it was 24, 25. I was looking for apartments and COVID hit. And it's because my dad wasn't around. Yeah, I was 25. My dad wasn't around, and nobody was guaranteed their job, but I had mine. So I was like, I'm not gonna abandon my family and then them like do my own thing while like what if they don't have their jobs to go back to when it's all said and done? So I was the only one that was guaranteed to have money coming in when COVID was happening. So that's why I didn't move out. And then I just stayed there after that.
Yeah, sounds like you're a
Where
good
you
kid,
where you
man.
where you train at in California? What gym?
Have you ever heard of Fit Nation? Fit Nation
Yeah,
Gym?
yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, right now at this point in my career, I actually don't train there much, only because they literally watched me come up there. I walked into that gym in 2020, and I told the owners, I came here specifically because I want to be a pro bodybuilder one day. And 3 years later, I turned pro there. So they watched me come up. I was only 185 pounds when I started off, and now I'm at where I'm at. And they watched the whole process. So there's like a certain level of motivation, inspiration when people see me and they come up to me and they want to talk to me. They want to, you know,
Wow.
applaud me, pat my back. But at this point, man, I'm like, fuck, you know, I'm not rude. I'm humble the whole way through, but it's like, fuck, but I'm trying to train. You're trying to have a conversation with me
Yeah.
about how amazing I am to you. I'm like, fuck.
hmm
Like,
Yeah.
so I just train other places. There's a lot of good gyms out here at this point now, but Fit Nation is the place that truly made me who I am.
So now you know how hot girls feel in the gym.
I swear, bro.
Only when John's around.
Yeah. What the hell was I gonna say? All right. What show was it that you turned pro? The Nationals or USA?
USA's in
USA.
23.
You won the overall or?
Yeah, I won the overall.
Damn. Okay. Very cool. All right. So the big news today is Earl Kaczynski wants to be step on stage with the big boys.
He's gonna do well.
Nice.
He's
Yeah.
gonna do really well. He's been held back for so long.
The guy,
What'd you say, Jay?
the classic guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, transitioning, right?
Yeah. And he's German and he's
Not that sort of transitioning, Jay. Not that sort.
I knew he was,
He's
I
not
knew
going
he
to
was playing
bikini. He's not going to bikini, Jay.
Wellness.
Right.
He's German and he's doing the show in Germany. And like, when have Germans ever been really partial to Germans? I mean, you know, when has that ever happened in history?
Well, there was a guy back in 45. Everyone loved him.
Oh, shit. Does that actually give you an advantage when you're training in your home, when you're competing in your hometown? Like Lee, when you competed in Australia, did that give you an advantage?
You got the crowd behind you, so maybe if the judges hear the crowd and that it can. But, you know, because that's what was so funny because Chris had won the Australian 3 times in a row. And when we were at the Arnold, I heard Chris backstage. He's like, you know, I'm going to Australia to do the pro show. And this was my first time as a pro in Australia because I've been in America for like 10, 12 years. So I was going home to do it. I thought, oh, Chris is like, he's just going to take it easy. I'm going to get down there a week, 2 weeks early, get in shape. And Chris, Chris, he was always chasing the girls' party, and he came in the day before, a bit waterlogged. So ended up winning the show. Chris got second, and he's like, "Fuck this, Tony! I'm never coming back again. The judges are racist. Lee only won because he's in Australia." I said, "Chris, I said, know how I feel when I'm fucking in America and I get beat all the time." But I said, they're the same judges that gave you first place the last 3 years. Now all of a sudden they're racist because I win.
Yeah, I was gonna call bullshit on that because I was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
really.
24, actually my pro debut was at the Cal Pro, and I took 15th, and I'm a Cali boy, so they
Ah,
didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck that I was a hometown boy.
well, let's see. Did Owens ever win the New York Pro?
I did not. I did
See,
not.
so it's all bullshit.
Right. And the year
Bullshit.
for the Nationals, it was in Atlanta. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean he's doing Germany. We don't know who's going to be in Germany, but I'm assuming a lot of the guys from Italy are going to be doing it. So you got guys like
when is that show? When is the
September,
German
like
show?
it's the last show you could do to
qualified.
qualify for the Olympia.
Okay.
There's only two more shows, Italy and Germany. So
And does he have to qualify, does he, to get in the Open, doesn't he?
yeah. Yeah. So he so far we got Hector.
Was he not qualified in Classic?
I don't know.
I think Urs might be. I'm not sure if he's qualified, but I don't know if they're letting you just cross over now. If you want to say I want to go Open, I think you still got to
Yeah, I'm pretty
qualify
sure
an
you still
Open
gotta
show.
qualify, yeah. So you got a Hector, you got Sergio, you got Lewis Breed,
Quinton?
you got Quentin.
Right.
The list isn't completely out yet because these shows aren't until September.
Quinton's going to be interesting to see now that he's training with Sampson for a few weeks. He's going to be interesting to see
Yeah,
if it makes
no
a difference
question.
there.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make a tremendous amount of difference. I think next year we should see
Mhm.
a big difference in Quentin, but it might make some difference. We'll see what happens. But seeing those guys next to guys like Lewis Breed. Lewis Breed has a similar build of like Joe. Only Joe is better, to be honest. But that shorter, lot of muscle, hard, grainy look. So we'll see how we'll see how these guys. We'll see how Urs does against these guys. I don't know.
How heavy is Urs? Does anybody know?
I know on the offseason it gets up to 270.
270.
Yeah,
And he's like striated in his glutes, so he's
yeah.
probably gonna be about like high 230s, maybe
They're
low
saying
240s.
they're saying he's ready now. Like he was saying that he's ready to go on stage now, and he so that's why he's just
I was just curious if he was gonna wind up doing like 212 or Open. I didn't know he was that heavy.
no, he was doing the let's see, let's look him up because I looked him up before. I know he didn't do a lot of he hasn't done a lot of progress picks.
When's Lewis Breed? Is Lewis Breed competing soon? Is he too?
Yeah, he's doing Italy.
Okay. But remember, he tore. What did he tear? Not a few months ago. He tore something, didn't he? Was that 6 months ago? Or?
Yeah, I think so. Is there an off-season pick of fucking?
It was fun when I was over in the
Urs?
UK. I put Lewis through one of my old Tom Platz workouts when I used to train with Tom. Put him through a Tom Platz leg workout. He was cursing me the whole time.
Fuck.
Let's see what Lewis. He didn't put much up. Let's see what Lewis Breed. It's Lewis, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he
Yes.
guest posed not long ago, didn't I? think I saw him guest posing somewhere not too long ago.
Yeah, he's pretty impressive. Like I said, he's got like Joe's build, only Joe's better quality.
He's got a bit of a branch Warren roughness look to
that
him.
kind of yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he looked
never,
really good in Texas. That was last year. I saw him in person.
Mm.
It was pretty crazy, his conditioning.
he definitely looked good. Oh, what does he say here? He can beat them. All right, let's see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll see what Urs does. He's got his work cut out for him because even we were talking about this when you did Tampa and Texas that even the second and third tier guys, the guys that aren't breaking the top 10 in the Olympia, they're still fucking quality. It's unbelievable. Like you look at Tampa and Texas, you look at the lineup and it's stacked, and you're lucky if Jordan's going to break the top 10 in the Olympia. And so when Urs jumps into a show like Germany or Italy, I hope he doesn't think that he's going to walk away with it because the guys are still fucking. We don't know what Mark Hector is going to look like, but we certainly know what Lewis Breed and Quinton's going to bring. And Sergio's always tough to beat. And God knows who else is going to jump in, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I hope he doesn't think it's a walk in the park, because it's not going to be. This era of bodybuilders is deep. The talent is deep.
Well, I think because they're focusing a lot on conditioning now. I mean,
Mhm.
Samson lost after the Olympia for that reason, so they're shifting back towards that crazy level of conditioning, and I think that's why the whole lineup and at least the first 15 guys was peeled at Tampa and Texas, because they knew that they're seeing the shift, and if they don't come in condition, they're not going to place at all.
Mhm.
When you were in Texas, do you think you should have beat Jordan, or do you think Jordan deserved it?
I think Jordan deserved it, but I think it could have gone either way. It just depends on what you're looking for. Because like, if you like shape, Jordan was conditioned. He's balanced. He has everything. He has better legs than me. So that edged me out a bit on like 2 shots. I arguably could have won 5 of those 8 shots, and which would have put me ahead of him.
Mhm.
However, Jordan didn't get worse. So because he improved from Tampa to Texas by that little bit, I
Yeah.
think it kept him ahead of me. Because even though I improved, I think I would have beaten Tampa Jordan if Tampa
Wow.
Jordan met me in Texas.
Okay.
I think we're even saying that when we put up the photos.
Yeah.
We even said looks like it could have gone either way, because some of those shots you could have easily won in those shots compared to Jordan. So we even said it wouldn't have mattered either way who won, because you both looked great. Didn't look like there was much in it from what we saw in the photos anyway.
Luke, what's up, man?
Luke.
What's up? What's up, fellas?
Luke,
Yeah,
everybody knows.
Tweaked out Phil.
What'd you say, Jay? Sorry.
It's like Dorian tweaked out Phil at the Masters. Ali, what was that post you did today? I saw. Was that you, or was that Muscle Discord?
Or was it Ron Harris? No, was it Muscle
It was
Discord?
Muscle
The
It was
video?
Ron Harris. It was Muscle Discord.
It was Muscle Discord.
Was that your post or theirs?
There's.
It's theirs. He just reposted it.
Ah, okay.
I just
What
reposted
did Dorian-
to keep the controversy going.
What did Dorian say about Phil?
No, he didn't say anything. But
I thought you said he snapped back. Oh, okay, never mind.
no, it was. Was it? Who was giving their opinion? How they thought Phil should have won, and there
Gotta
was
be
no.
Matt from Muscle Discord.
Yeah, I think it was him. I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been. I think or was it Phil? Yeah, I think Phil was on. I don't know. I just repost. I don't watch this shit.
I don't pay attention to Matt anymore.
I just stir the shit. I don't make it up.
I don't pay attention to Matt and Muscle Discord anymore. I've had enough of Matt and Muscle Discord. Yeah. Ever since the Wendy Fortino thing, and he knows what I'm talking about if he hears this.
Are you saying he should drive a truck, John? Are you going to give him his license?
Definitely. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's got a bigger following than I do. So if that's the case, I should go get a truck. Joe, when we look at bodybuilders, and if I don't think they're any good, I say this guy's got to go get a CDL and go be a truck driver. That's my like.
Probably the best move.
John,
yeah.
John's got a record of people blocking him.
Yeah. No,
John, before the podcast started, he said, "I don't know why, but people are so hard to get on nowadays." I'm like, I'm starting to figure this shit out for myself.
That's why when he said Joe's coming on, I'm thinking, I understand that. He was very complimentary towards you. I can understand why you're coming on. You didn't block him.
But Jay, what do you talk? What clip are you talking about when Phil was complaining?
It was Phil ranting about how
But I think they put up the routine, didn't they? I think they actually put up.
Yeah.
I think because Ron Harris was talking about it, they put up the actual video of them posing side by side, and they're going pose for pose, breaking down all the poses.
And they were saying how they don't think Dorian made a change from prejudging to finals, and I mean it's their opinion, whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
And Phil was going off and how he was doing it for the money, but dude, everybody's doing it for the money, and I'm not saying Phil wasn't deserving, and it wasn't Steve. Because Steve was there.
Steve was the head judge there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know they think somebody made a phone call after prejudging.
Well, it's like I said to Ron Harris. I said to Ron, the thing, like I said, they both look great. Look, if it had gone either way, again, I wouldn't have mattered who won. But I think that's caused the most controversy is that scorecard where it looks so different with those numbers being so big. Everyone else's are the same. But if it had been 1 point or a tie, people would have went, okay. But because it's so weird, I think that's what's making everyone talk about it because of that stupid big difference in the numbers.
100%. I've never seen a swing like that. Joe, what did you think?
Yeah.
When you saw the scorecards, what did you think?
I was just about to chime in and say, like, I would understand the jump in points, even though it seems crazy, only if there was an actual change in the physique. But I didn't see, honestly, and I like Dorian. I'm not, but there was, to me, he looked the damn same. Maybe a little bit like tired, just a tiny bit, but not that drastic, if that. So it does look really weird. If I was Phil, like, and I don't like to complain about losing and shit, but when it looks weird like that, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Look, he's got a legitimate gripe, especially with the scorecards, 100%.
I thought maybe I don't know. I thought there was a big difference between how he looked in prejudging to the finals. I thought it was significant. Maybe
Phil?
No, Dorian's.
Because
Yeah,
Phil, I didn't think looked at because
Dorian looked waterlogged in the morning, and he looked like he was a distant third. But to me, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not biased because it didn't matter to me if Dorian won or Phil won. I like both those guys, you know.
Yeah.
But it was Dorian's points that skyrocketed.
yeah.
Well, so by the judging panel, 5 of the judges had him in first place, a clear first place.
Yeah.
Victor, which
And I think that's what started all the controversy. Like I said, if it had been a point difference or a count back on a tie, people would have went okay either way. But I think because when people saw those numbers drastically change, everyone's like, "What's going on?" And and once you see that, then you start looking for shit more. It's like, oh yeah, definitely something happened. So
Well,
it's like
Holmes,
Roswell,
what do
all
you
the
think? You're being
conspiracy
quiet
theories.
over there.
What's up?
What do you think? You're being quiet over there.
What's the question exactly?
Are you with us? Are you with us? How many fingers am I holding?
I know we're talking about the Masters Olympia. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Jay's still recovering from last week.
Whenever you're ready, Jay. Whenever you're ready, jump in.
I'm ready. I'm pretty sure you guys are talking about
the scorecards. Why the score sheet was so drastically different from the prejudging to the finals, and there was only 3 hours in between, if you remember. It wasn't like a lot of time to rebound because so in the finals, Phil had a score of 6, and Dorian had a score of what did Dorian have a score of? 14. And then I think it switched at night. He had 5, and Phil was in like 14.
They could have easily mixed their numbers up. Who knows? That there could have been some kind of like misunderstanding or between all the judges, but I thought he deserved to win. Like I don't see where it could have gone a different direction.
Phil or Dorian?
Dorian.
The only thing I give Dorian was a lot more balanced. I thought Phil's legs were.
I thought he had a very complete look, front to back. And I think Phil's just he's old. Like, he's kind of on his way. I think Dorian's muscles just looked fresher.
Yeah.
And he just brought it. It was a complete package. The conditioning and shape was there. The structure's there. I don't know how he'll fare in the Open Olympia, but for the Masters, he definitely stuck out, in my opinion.
Holmesy, now since you have no skin in the game, you and me Jesus, only 2 of us have skin in the game in this fucking on this collab. What do you think about Phil going on EP09 and then going on Muscle Discord and saying that he was robbed and it was for the money and they robbed him for $10,000 and so on and so forth?
And I think he's going on Ron Harris. I was listening while I was training. He's going to go on Nick's Strength and Powers invited him on.
Really?
And then The View. He's going on The View.
Oh. Joy Bayard's going to rip him a new arsehole.
Yeah. It just dawned on me. This was an exact attempt, and I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but this got everybody to stop talking about the Epstein files. So this is what they're doing to stop us from talking about those damn Epstein files.
I know.
Well, I've already pulled down my Palestinian flag and put up the Phil Clayhar flag, and I'm marching tomorrow. I'm going to march tomorrow on Washington with the Phil Clayhar flag.
Yeah. All right, but Holmes, you have the least skin in the game here. So what's your opinion of that, of the way he's handling it?
He's just being a sore loser. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, move on, man. You know.
Thank you.
My question is, you think he would make a big deal still, even if he barely lost? Like if it didn't, the scorecard didn't come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So well, then there
I
you
don't
go.
know.
That should tell you everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's hard. That's why I'm just wondering if he would. If like I said, if it was a point or a tie, there wouldn't be much to talk about. Then you could go, okay, you got me. But because it was such a weird scorecard, I think that's how you can keep playing it.
Nobody.
I do agree.
Nobody likes losing. It was definitely a weird swing. And but that's Phil, dude. He's always, if he's not happy about his placing, he's gonna voice his opinion. He's always done that.
Okay, Joe, what were you gonna say?
I agree with Dorian beating him. I do. It just the scorecard does look weird.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I would only
100%.
like the only reason I even question it now is because of the scorecard. I wouldn't have said a damn thing. Like
Right.
okay, like this seems like a good call. So
What do you think? What do you think, Luke? This whole mess.
The whole time I'm thinking, to be honest, I said, okay, let me think about it from the other side. If Phil had never complained in the beginning,
Yeah.
which is what he stated. If he had never complained in the beginning or made noise in the beginning
Which was last year's Tampa.
Yeah, if he never made those complaints and accusations against the IFBB and Tyler, would this have happened? I don't know. Maybe the same thing would have happened because the scorecard was crazy. No one has an explanation for the scorecard. It was crazy, but like I said, would this had happened? Maybe not.
What about the way he's handling? I know you don't.
Yeah, the way that he's handling it is, is either gonna help the situation or hurt him even more, and just be like, okay, maybe I need to retire.
But he was retired. He just decided he was going to do the Masters Olympia.
Yeah, I know, and like the same thing happened, like the Tampa.
Yeah, but fuck it. You know what? If he's going to retire, if he's done, I don't like to bitch and moan and complain and whatnot. But in his defense, if he's going to retire, if he's done, and he's got a gripe, fuck it. I mean, look how well it served Lee Priest.
All I know is after seeing what happened to Phil, Harriet Tubman is rolling in her grave. What she went through, and then to see what happened to Phil, awful.
Society's just gone to shit again.
Yeah. Who was judging that show? To clean? What happened?
Yeah, it was fucking horrible. The Giants.
But Dorian looked good. I saw the improvement from prejudging to the finals. So it showed improvement.
I mean, if you're in Japan,
that's probably what the judges, their eyes went to that.
If you're in Japan and the judges look like this, you could clearly see how they can make a mistake, right? I mean, this is
it's like you tell the judges, open your fucking eyes.
They mix the numbers up. I'm telling you, the stage numbers.
Yeah, someone tried to compare it to the Olympia when Dorian's last Olympia, where you think NASA should have won. People were like, this is what happened to Paul, and I said, well, no, this is different because, Paul was fourth and I was fifth, and Kevin got sixth. And when we're backstage, Kevin was over there literally crying to Jim Mannion and that, and we leave and we get on the bus to go to the banquet. People are like, Lee, sorry about your placing. I'm like, I got fifth in my first Olympia. Why? They go, didn't you hear? I said, what? They go, you're being moved down to sixth place. Paul got moved to fifth, and then moves Kevin from sixth up to fourth after the show was over.
Holy shit.
Paul had Wayne DeMille by the neck. I went and told Paul because Paul didn't know. I said, Paul, you hear what happened? You got moved down, and so did I, and Kevin got moved up. Paul's like, I just lost 20 grand in that move. And he had Wayne DeMille by the neck up against the
Did he
fucking wall.
really? Did
Oh,
it? Jesus
shit.
Christ.
So this has been happening since then. So
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And they said that was a number mix-up, but I figure you
it,
don't change it after the show because I still got
so,
the certificate 5th place, and that the only thing I didn't get was the check.
Could
so
they?
that,
Could
that's
they
what
have?
It can't
that's
be racist though. Kevin's like in the middle. He's like white
Yeah,
and black.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's biracial, right?
It depends on how dark his tan was that day.
He's
Yeah,
mixed.
yeah.
He's
But
mixed.
here's it,
so
Jay.
that proves they've been tampering with.
Oh, bro, come on! You go back to the 1980 Olympia with Schwarzenegger
With
coming
Arnold.
in out of
Arnold.
nowhere. You know, even
Oh,
the
fuck.
81 Olympia with Franco Colombo, one leg and
Oh,
big
yeah.
stits. Jesus
Yeah, that was
Christ.
terrible, that
This
one.
shit's been going on forever.
And then
But
when Chris Dickerson won it, that
isn't
good.
that great that his name is Dickerson?
Hey, don't you pick on my boyfriend. I didn't even know he was gay, right? He's actually a trained opera singer, great singer. But I told you how the time I was at Gold's Gym back in the day, you'd wear the white tights, and I was doing the leg curl. And as I'm doing the leg curls, I hear, I'm like,
Really?
what the fuck's that? And I turn around and it's Chris Dickinson. He goes, Lee, you look so good doing that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I got up and I thought, hey, look at that. I just turned on fucking Mr. Olympia.
You're doing something right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Even my
often.
glutes weren't ripped, but he liked them. They were never ripped, but he liked them. So fuck you all.
man. And
I still got it.
This was early in my career. I don't even think I was pro yet. It was right when I was, top of my amateur level. I went out to the Olympia with Kemper one year. He was judging, and we're at the banquet. I'm sitting there with Chris Dickerson, and he's just talking to me. Dude, I had no idea. I had no idea, right?
really?
Until he grabbed your cock.
he still didn't catch on.
Looking in my eyes while we're, So I look at John. I said, John, am I fucking missing something here? He's like, dude, he's as gay as you can be.
Really?
He goes, he don't mean any harm, dude. He just likes you. I'm like, holy shit, dude. But
Wow.
I had no idea until that night.
So that fucker cheated on me with you? Oh, he's a good thing he's dead. Good thing he's dead, that prick.
Oh yeah, Dickerson did die, right? I'm thinking of Samir
Yeah.
Banut that's still alive.
Yeah.
No, actually, Samir almost killed me when I was at his place because he had like guns. He come out of his bedroom. Another silly story. We're going to play going to play footy on the beach at Malibu with Ali Mullah. And he comes out, he has his old cowboy holster on his side here. He walks out of his bedroom like he's in a Western movie, pulls the gun out, goes, bang, the fucking bullet goes straight through the wall and just missed me. I'm like, you stupid fucking... I said, I got hit on by Mr. Olympia. I almost got shot by a fucking Mr. Olympia.
And Ronnie Coleman doesn't even want to be near you as a Mr. Olympia.
No, he put himself in hospital so he wouldn't have to go on stage with me in Amsterdam this year.
Yeah. But did he say anything when he almost shot you? Did he say anything?
He says, oh, sorry. He always called me Bubba. Sorry, Bubba. I didn't know it was loaded. Yeah, that's why he meant the check.
Christ, man. Oh, holy
motherfucker.
shit.
The good old days.
Yeah, really. So, Orange, I wanted to ask you, you're a promoter. I'm sure you've judged shows before. Do number mix-ups like this happen regularly?
Bro, dude, like I've had mix-ups at my show and I've had to correct them as a promoter. And I'm not going to call out the judge who did it, but, not my favorite guy in the world. But, sometimes you almost feel as if like, dude, are you fucking this up to cause a problem in my show? Or,
Right.
At the pro level, like, I don't know, like, is it possible? Of course it's possible, but you would think, you're not dealing with 120 athletes. This is the Masters bodybuilding. How many guys were there? 15, 20?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, and it's not like where somebody's getting mixed up from 12th to 15th or 14th to 16th, where they only judge the top 16 anyway. You're talking first, second, and third. So, and they're calling you by your name, so
They're in Japan.
Yeah, in the amateurs they go by numbers. In the pros they go by your name. Granted, everybody does have a number because it's easier to tally everything up on the scorecard, but they know everybody.
Right.
It's like at an amateur level or it's a national show and you got fucking 1,000 guys up there and then you could mix up a number not knowing who's who because these are guys you've never seen before. At this level, of course it's possible. Is it probable? I don't know.
Maybe there should be some kind of oversight. Like maybe the promoter should fucking
Well,
look.
there's your judging staff
Mm-hmm.
and there's a tabulator.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the tabulator has to double check everything, and
Mm-hmm.
then the head judge, once it's all done, the head judge looks at everything, and dude, Steve ain't fucking up making that mistake, dude. Steve's done this a million fucking times.
wow. That makes it even
So
crazier.
I
Steve was
just
the
think,
head judge.
well, dude, I just think Dorian, and look, I understand the argument where Phil didn't get worse, but Dorian, in my opinion, did get that much better.
Yeah.
And again, just like I said last week, it doesn't matter what you do in the first half.
Right.
It's two wins at the end of the game. Like,
Yeah.
it could be halftime like it was at prejudging. It could be 21-0. Like a team could be up 21-0 at halftime. And in the fourth quarter, dude, they run it down your throats and they score 28, 35 points. And granted, that team might have not got worse, It's just the second half team got better.
But
Well,
look
you
what
might have
happened.
won 11 rounds and get knocked out in the 12th round.
Yeah,
Look,
right.
look at
But
Tom
even
Brady in the Super Bowl against the Falcons, dude. Until 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, dude, they were down 28 points or whatever the fuck it was. So Atlanta won three and a half quarters of that football game, but it doesn't matter. Fucking New England won it in the fourth and in overtime.
okay. Because even Bo, remember the first show Bo did this year at what was it, Chicago? And he came in second, and the scorecard showed him he was on first, and then
Yeah.
they even showed that he was registered for the Olympia, but
Mm-hmm.
he didn't fucking win on stage. It was like the craziest thing.
So, but that was so they announced the winners at that show though, and it just showed up afterwards that somebody fucked up with putting the placings there.
Ah,
But on the scorecards, they announced the winners properly,
right, right.
right? It wasn't like they had to come back and say, "No, Bo, you really won this. We're giving this to you. Our mistake." Where that's happened at amateur shows, they've had to fix things.
Yeah.
But and again, dude, if it was a mix-up, they'd have no problem giving the check to Phil. There was no mix-up, dude. Dorian won.
Yeah, I'm starting, I believe that too. But Lee's right. Sometimes when somebody makes a loud statement, you start looking, maybe, maybe, and you
Well,
start looking.
and I'm not saying that all that doesn't factor in at the end of the night when these judges maybe they don't want to give it to Phil, but he was the clear winner at prejudging.
Right.
And excuse me, and maybe him speaking out too much and pissing off the judges. Is that possible? Of course it is, right? This is a subjective sport, so you're dealing with 9 people's opinions.
Right.
Would they have liked to give it to somebody else? Yeah, maybe, but at prejudging they couldn't because he was a clear winner. But now Dorian makes a change, right? Comes out drier, harder, looks better for the finals. Hey, you know what, Phil? Now we have a reason to give it to this guy. Is that possible? Sure. Of course it is. But that doesn't mean Dorian didn't deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Joe.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Sampson's going to be able to repeat this year?
Dude, what the fuck's taking so long?
Because
He's trying to be
man, it's one of those-
diplomatic. He's being diplomatic.
because I want to say yes, but it's something that like, okay, he hasn't gotten into a crazy condition his whole career, and he's going against guys that can and that have.
Mhm.
And so my thing is, it's kind of like until you do that, it's kind of like me, right? Like I didn't bring what I brought until recently, so everyone counted me out. So it's hard to say yes if I was a betting man on this. So I'm going to just say no. I don't think he's going to repeat it because I don't know if he can do it.
Yeah.
We all know what it takes to get there, and not everybody can go to that place to get to that level of conditioning. And he's amazing, and I want to see him win. He's a true people's champ. When he won last year, I was like, "Fuck yes!"
Yeah. I was going to say.
I don't want to see him lose, but if I was a betting man, I don't think he can take it there. And if he does, fuck yeah, he deserves it.
Oh yeah, I agree because last year Derek was way off. Hottie was a little bit off, and no Nick was there. And now you got Nick, who seems to bring a better package. Derek knows what he did wrong. He's with Aceto. Came back and beat him at the Arnold, and then won Pittsburgh. And now you got Hottie coming back, and you know Hottie's coming for blood.
Mhm.
Fucking know he is. I've never seen a bodybuilder that hates losing more than him. He fucking hates losing. So I have to agree with you. If I was a betting man, I don't think he. But my two favorite bodybuilders, emotionally, I want to see Samson win. My two favorite are Nick and
Yes.
Samson. You
And
know,
that's where you gotta separate it, right? And it's
yeah,
just like, what did I say at the beginning of the podcast? That they're swinging back to the traditional. You got to be fucking peeled.
yeah,
And
Mhm.
they did to Samson at the Arnold what they did to Phil. They're like, you didn't fix this, you didn't improve this when we told you to, and now we're gonna take it away. So when Phil didn't fix his stomach, he lost. Phil Heath.
yeah. Good point. Yeah,
Mhm.
So Samson, he may not have done the Olympia a second time yet, but he has improved, or he proved that he still didn't get conditioned for the Arnold, and they took that tie away and said, look, you're beatable. You're
right.
not bringing what we told you to fix.
Mhm.
And so that means that's the first thing they're going to look at when he steps on stage. And then there you
Yeah.
go.
No, you're actually 100% right. That's a really good point. It's like, well, we can't fucking give it to you if you're not fixing it, and everybody else is bringing a better package. And you're not talking like you're talking about these guys are interchangeable at any given
Mhm.
day. These
That's
top
Yeah.
five guys, these top four guys are interchangeable at any given day.
why I
If
said he's gonna have to shut the door at prejudging
Yeah.
to
yeah,
win.
yeah,
You
Because
can
keep
have,
in mind, he took that title away from somebody.
yeah.
They already won it. So that means they can win it again. They were just off that day.
Mhm.
yeah, and
Come
it's
in and slam the door shut and prejudging in
yeah.
order to win.
Mhm.
Be close in prejudging because if it is, he's not gonna win.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Luke. I don't. I think Derek knows what he did wrong. Hottie's coming for blood. Nick brings a better package. If Martin can become
But
better than
even
he, yeah, good.
oh, so they say even if what's his name, he could mix up the top 5 or 6 if he gets over here, Baruz. I reckon he could if someone's off.
Oh
He
God, I
could
forgot about him.
he could push somebody out of that top 5 or 6 Baruz if he's on and someone's a bit off and he can get his visa.
You know who I think is gonna be a monkey and gonna be a monkey, gonna be a monkey wrench in that fucking disaster. I think Tony Burton. I think Tony Burton could
Mm.
possibly break into that top five because he's bringing a package that looks phenomenal.
Think he could be
That's-
Hakeem?
Good, Luke. What were you gonna say?
You think if Burton could get past Hakeem?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Tony O'Burton could get past Hakeem. I think, and I
That's-
like Hakeem. I used to go to the same gym with him. I consider Hakeem a friend, but his best days are behind him.
Not anymore.
Not,
You're blocked.
yeah.
When you come to New Jersey to the seminar, he's going to punch you in the face.
Could you imagine getting punched by that fucking animal? Seriously, that's like getting hit like by a grizzly bear paw. I would not want to fucking get holy shit.
Oh, that was close. I'm glad you said Grizzly, or he could have been up on racist charges there. That was close. Your mind was ticking, wasn't it? You were thinking
Yeah.
silverback.
I already said
Silverback.
monkey instead of fucking monkey wrench. Jesus Christ. Joe, do you know he
Fuck.
drives? Do you know Akeem drives a C8 Vet as his everyday driver? And I'm
Hey,
like,
Jess,
And
I
that'd
was
be like this.
I was watching Bro Chat, and you know what's funny, man, is don't get me wrong. I know Akeem's bigger than me, but I drive a Mustang, and people ask
Yeah.
me the same question. I'm like, honestly,
Mm.
man, like I fit perfectly fine in that fucking thing.
yeah,
I just pushed the seat all the way back. No one's sitting behind me. I can fucking promise you
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
It's actually more roomy. I think big guys just to like to drive big ass things so they can feel big and say, look, I'm so big, I have to have a big ass fucking truck
Well,
to
you
be
would
able to
think
fit in
so
it.
because I said to Akeem, how do you fit in that? Because Dorian has the same car. And Dorian says he has a problem fitting in. He's like, he's gotta go in ass first,
Mm.
you know? and then
Yeah.
kind of move it away. And Akeem says he
What,
fits
what,
fine.
once you're in, it's okay. Like when I had sports cars, when I was even bulked up at 285, generally it's to get in and out. Once you're in, it's comfortable. It's the
Fine. Yeah.
rolling out or rolling in
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's the difficulty. You fit in just fine, but your left hip is probably going to be way bigger than your right when it's all said and done.
Jesus Christ. Um. So today I'm cleaning up dog shit when I got home. I go in the yard,
Yeah.
I'm cleaning up dog shit, and then
Very, very good day.
I let the dogs run around. And Ralphie, my bulldog, I swear to God, I really think he does this intentionally. I'm cleaning up his dog shit, and he just squats right in front
And
of me,
looks at you.
looks at me in the eye, and takes another
Clean it
shit.
up, arsehole. Hey, my dogs and cats do it all the time. Trust
Really?
me.
Just
Yeah.
look you right in the eye, straight in the eye.
Yeah.
I think they really do it intentionally. Like, gee,
I got one cat. He actually digs a hole in the box. You know, cats normally squat. He stands up on his back legs, puts his front legs on the front of the litter box, like he's standing up like a meerkat, and just looks at me while he's shit. Like, come clean that up, asshole.
yeah, it's a fucking. I was like, you son of a bitch, you know. And when they first take a shit, it's all fucking nasty and gooey and stuff. I try to pick it up the next day when it's like at least hard, and I could just throw it in the bag or some shit. I don't know.
Over your neighbor's fence.
Yeah, no, that would not go over good. Because
Uh,
my dogs for some reason don't like what my dogs for some reason don't like the people on the
I was gonna ask,
left side.
How is that neighbor now since your wife cut all her bushes down? Is she okay now?
Oh,
Or?
that was the worst. Joe, I have if you ever come to my house, I have a retaining wall. That's the end of my property.
He's never coming to your house, psycho. Fuck off.
You never know. He might
Hey,
come to Jersey.
did you hang out with Mr. Dickerson?
Who the hell is Mr. Oh shit. Yeah.
Don't go. That's the last we see of Joe. It's a trap.
So I have a retaining wall, and that's the end of my property. And on top of the retaining wall, the people behind it, they plant bushes. I guess I don't know, whatever. But they're not ours. They're the people behind us. So you know the rule. Like if it grows over the ball or it grows over the property, you can cut that piece.
Yeah.
So one day my wife says, I'm gonna trim the bushes in the back that are hanging over. So I'm like, I'm at work. I'm like, okay, do whatever. I come home and a cop rings my bell.
Uh,
And I see my wife outside talking to the cop. So I go outside and I go, what's going on? And the lady complained that she cut too much of her bush, so she called the police. So I didn't go into the backyard yet. So I go into the backyard. Joe, there's no bush left.
Oh shit.
Not the whole. She took my chainsaw. I have an electric chainsaw, and just cut the whole fucking bush out. And then she's like incriminating herself. The cop is coming, and then she's complaining about the neighbor. And I'm like, "Would you shut up? You're dead wrong. You're completely
Yeah,
incriminating
no
yourself."
argument. Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Fuck.
another. She took the ladder. She took the 6 foot ladder. She got the chainsaw. She walked up on top of the fucking and just so there's bush, nothing, bush. And I'm like, you can't fucking just cut people's bushes down. Well, it's a mess, and they don't keep their yard nice, and then blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh
Oh.
shit. So
That's worse when
then,
she got the shovel out and filled in the pool.
yeah. So then I told the cop, I was like, she's complaining to the cop about how they keep their yard, and the cop doesn't. You could see the cop didn't give a shit. It's just like, yeah. And so I looked at the cop. I was like, just tell them we're sorry. It won't happen again. Blah 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 blah. So then I go around the corner because now I got to make peace. I don't want enemies with my fucking neighbors, right?
Yeah.
So I go around the corner. I talk to the dad, the father, the husband, whatever. And I was like, look, I'm really sorry. If you want me to replace the bush, I'll replace the bush. I didn't mean anything. The last thing I want is problems with my neighbors. And he was cool, no problem. So I come home. tell my wife, I said, "What'd you go over there and talk to them about?" I'm like, "Why? Because you're fucking making mortal enemies. That's why. We can't. You can't
You're
just
taking their side. You're taking their side
yeah,
over
yeah,
me.
exactly. Yeah,
And I was gonna say, now you're making an enemy with your wife, so you're fucking everybody.
Like you just can't.
She's like, well, just for that, I'm not going to trim my bush for you, asshole.
It was like, yeah, right. It was like that scene in European Christmas where he just takes the chainsaw and cuts the fucking staff, the stand
Yeah.
handle off, fix the mule post, and I'm like, holy shit, man. Anyway, so that was that, but I don't know. Is there anything else to talk about bodybuilding? I feel like
Actually, when is your next show, Joe?
So we're gonna. Well,
oh, that's
it
what I
kind
want.
of it kind of depends on what Justin Compton sees. So after this rebound phase, which we normally run about like 6 to 8 weeks, we're gonna see what I look like, size and conditioning wise. I'm gonna go into a health phase, and pretty much we're gonna I think he said whatever we look like around January will determine if we end up doing Tampa and Texas again or a show earlier.
Okay.
So when did you take this video, Joe?
That was actually pretty much right before I came off everything for my final push of the off season and started prep. So I want to say that would have put me at around. So my prep was 18 weeks. That would put me around it's like 26 weeks out.
So and how much did you weigh? It says about 300.
Yeah, it was that day. It was somewhere between because the highest I got to on a gym scale was 304, but the heaviest I got to first thing in the morning was like 298. So that was somewhere in between there.
And how tall are you?
5'8".
Jesus, Orange. Do you remember back in the day?
Imagine how good he's going to look when he brings that back and legs and chest up and stuff.
Yeah. Orange, do you remember back in the day, like in the 90s, like it was like almost unheard of. There were only a handful of people that were 300 pounds, right?
Yeah.
It was like Dorian and Dave Palumbo. Those are the only two guys that
No,
were like
I think it was Dorian, Palumbo. You would have had Dillette and
natural.
Kovacs. That would have probably been it.
Yeah.
And now it's
And Nasser would get up there, and there was who the fuck was the
I
other guy?
almost got there. I got the 285 in the off season. I almost got the 300.
Dude,
all right,
you know,
but
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
a little different quality, Lee.
It was just fluid, asshole. It was just fluid. Fuck you.
I just got a new client who's 23 and he's over 300 pounds and lean.
That was the one at the gym.
Yeah,
How tall is he?
He's
That's a big
6'5". You got to see this guy.
Yeah.
That's different.
Big boy.
Yeah.
That
like-
don't count when you over 6 foot. That's bone weight. We're talking about muscle and fat.
Yeah.
This guy, this kid is massive. He is enormous.
Yeah, I saw that video actually, but I wanted to show the shot of there we go. I mean, this is really what show was this? Was this Texas or Tampa, Joe?
That was Texas.
This is really fucking impressive, man. Like this is when I said, this is the show where I said if they would have gave it to you instead of Jordan, I would have had no problem with it, because from the back you clearly had the best rear double by. You clearly had the best back shots in the show. That's not even.
I think his front double by was actually extremely impressive.
Let's see if we can find.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We did a little bit of changing in the way I posed that from Tampa to Tampa.
Whatever way you did it was a lot better in the second show.
Yeah, we had more time to work on it because last minute, literally like a day before the show, me and Justin altered it, and so it was really hard for me to naturally want to do it. So the second show, I had more time to practice it, and it looked better. I was more confident when I was able to hit the pose.
Joe, do you normally start 18 weeks out, or when do you usually start your prep?
I've always done my preps around 15 weeks out. This one was a little extended because we wanted me to come in absolutely peeled and have plenty of time to kind of like feel out how we wanted to carve me up. So I was ready pretty much 2 or 3 weeks early, and I was just kind of coasting in the last few weeks.
So is that a strict 18 week, or are you kind of transitioning into the prep?
So I pretty much it's strict, but he'll still give me on like he'll tell me I can have a cheat meal or not. Like I don't have any cheat meals. I follow the plan to the T. Like I'm already doing cardio.
Yeah.
Um, everything's 100%. I think
Damn.
by week 12, I stopped getting any cheat meals. And he only gave me in that first 6 weeks, he only gave me three cheat meals
Were you lighter at Texas?
by 1.5 pounds.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm looking at Tampa now. We just looked at the pictures from Texas. You could clearly see
Hmm.
a little. You could clearly see that little bit of difference made a big fucking difference, man.
And that's what I've always said to people. You lose a pound or two and you come in harder. The illusion on stage, by losing a pound or two, you look
Yeah.
5 pounds bigger on stage and tighter.
Yeah,
Hey,
and what shocked people was like my carbs for that show, like leading up to it, pretty much like was like 250, 275 grams. Like I didn't carb up hardly
Yeah.
much at
I
all.
never I never went beneath 250 because I never carved up either. I would do like 16-week diets, lots of cardio, keep my carbs high. The lowest I went was like 250, just kept me full.
well
My
now,
my carbs got lower than that. That was my carb up.
Yeah. I never did. I never carved up. I stayed at 250 all the time, was the
Oh
lowest I'd ever
shit,
go.
shit.
so it looks like the only thing you really have to improve is a little bit of quad sweep. But now,
Yeah.
you improve your quad sweep, and then I mean, I'm not really blowing smoke up your ass. You improve your quad sweep, you're almost unbeatable.
I mean,
Especially
I've heard that from multiple places, and it's
es-
pretty fucking dope to hear. It's just I got
especially
to
in
bring that in.
especially in these lineups. Like, I mean, but Arns, how do you improve a quad sweep?
I mean, one thing I always did, and you want to get a narrow stance, knees together, so you stretch the vastus lateralis out of your quadriceps, keeping the tension on them. Whenever you're doing hack squat, front squats are good for that. But again, you want a close stance with your knees in to really emphasize and stretch out the outer part of your quads. But doing hacks, front squats that way, make sure you're doing at least one or both movements in your quad workouts. Full range. Just pay attention to stuff like that to really add a little more detail and break down those outer fibers and cells and target those areas for growth.
Well, Luke, do you have the same issue?
Yeah,
So how do you do the same thing Jay says, or you do something a little different?
yeah. That was recently implemented for the last show I did, and my quads popped.
All right.
I
You gotta
tried.
use Humalog pre-workout.
Oh yeah.
You gotta
I
continue
knew it. I knew it was all drugs, you assholes.
if you continue to do the same things you're training for legs, your legs are going to grow the same way.
Ah,
But by implementing just a little bit of a different stance and targeting those areas, it's like, hey, if you want more sweep in your delts, you do more rear delts and side delts. You don't do more front delts, which makes you look a little more front heavy.
right.
The outer parts, so you have a little more, they're capped off. It gives you more width.
I
And
also I
the same
also
thing.
think the type of cardio. What kind of cardio you do, Joe?
I do an incline treadmill.
Incline treadmill. Okay, because sometimes I think like if you're doing maybe too much stairs or like a recumbent bike and it has too much like taxing on your quadriceps and then it's
Yeah.
like wearing you out before you even get into your leg day. Like it's not enough time to like recover. Or how many leg days do you have a week?
One, I stopped doing stairs in 2023 because
Yeah.
when I got ready for USA's, I was doing like 100 minutes,
Oh,
and it ate my quads up. My
yeah,
quads
Joe
are
Joe seems to already know these things. We're just basically doing this for the audience. I know Joe already knows this. But what does Justin have you do? Has he laid out specifically what you need to do in the off season?
no. Pretty much what happens is, I mean, the thing that's cool with me and Justin is from the very beginning, we've always been on the same page of everything. Justin's never even given me a workout plan. Like I've always done my own training, and then I'll tell him my approach to the off season before he tells me as far as training goes. And it's always on par with what he wants me to do anyways. So
Okay.
everything you guys already said, like we were doing that going into the last part of the off season and into the prep. So my quads improved on the sweep from Cali to this. So now the only difference is I'm able to do that for a full year, but I'm also adding more volume. So making sure instead of like I'm gonna do a little bit of sweep here, a little bit of teardrop here, a little bit of this here, it's pretty much all sweep
Yeah.
with those exercises. So leg press, I'm making sure the tension is sitting on that sweep. Hack squat, the tension is sitting on that sweep. The way I'm doing a leg extension, I want making sure that my sweep's contracting from the stretch or from my hip all the way through the front. So it's just like everything's super focused on that portion. So there's more volume on that area.
So last question, then I'll let everybody go. And it was when Justin Compton first came out, it was like around the same time Dallas McCarver came out. And I was more of a Justin fan than I was Dallas. Why was Justin's career cut so short? Did he get sick or something?
So he just ran into a lot of like personal issues that compounded. So it's like once he got over one thing, something else happened, and it just detoured him to the point where you kind of like fall out of it, and then when you try to get back into it, it's just never the same.
Yeah.
And then he started living life like a normal person, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason I kind of like keep going nonstop because I know that when I taste what freedom tastes like outside of a harsh regimen,
Hard to
I'm
go,
like,
hard to go
fuck
back.
this.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the truth, man. But has he ever spoken to you about regretting? Did he think that he never got to his full potential? Because I don't think he got to his full potential.
He knows that he didn't, and it took him a long time to get over it, because he always felt like he left like some big deal shit on the table when it came to his successes,
Yeah.
and he just regrets his last showing because he knew it wasn't his best.
Uh,
And but he's gotten over it. It's just one of those things that he does think about from time to time. But from talking to him very recently, he's very happy with where he's at. He's I think even there's times where like because like he's at the point where he's riding along with me. Like he was there at both shows living with me
really?
for the time being. Yeah. And he's become like family to me. And it's almost like when we win, we're like, he's winning too, kind of
Right.
thing.
Right. Right.
Like, and I think there's a fulfillment behind that that's given him that fucking, you know what? I may have walked away, but I can do this for him now, kind of thing. That's what it feels like.
Well,
At
it's
least
fulfilling
from
that void. I talk about
yeah.
me and Owens talk about this all the time. When guys walk away from the sport for whatever reason, whether they're too old or they get hurt or they get sick
Or you get kicked out.
or they get
Damn.
and they have to find something to fill the void. I think that's what happened with Justin. He found this thing that is as fulfilling as bodybuilding. Does he train anybody else besides you?
Yeah, yeah, no, he has his client base. I mean, he makes a good living with it. I don't know if he has people like a lot of pro level guys anymore.
Oh,
I think yeah, like he's turned a lot of people pro, but as far as working with like actual pros already, I don't think he works with too many right now.
yeah. All right. Well, that'll
So,
probably change because I'm sure his phone's ringing after.
I mean, shit, I'm getting inquiries. You know,
Yeah.
so
Right.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
All
I'm
right.
over here saying coach by, you know.
Isn't it funny that when someone does good or a coach does good, everyone all of a sudden goes, they know the secret. This person knows the secret now.
It's
It's
really
Yeah.
Lay's potato chips.
oh,
Yeah,
yes.
man.
That's
You know, I
it.
was actually talking about that the other day, or for the show, we were driving, we just got our check-ins, and I was telling them like, you know, I've worked with somebody before, and they had that old school mentality of the alcohol the night before,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
and so Justin doesn't do that, and I'm fine with it, you know, but there is something to be said about when you're that depleted and you take a fucking like 2 shots back to back, you feel pretty fucking amazing. Like nothing else matters. Like fuck, this is cool as
Hey,
fuck.
John would be proud of me that last night and the night before, half a bottle of gin each night. I think I'm becoming an alcoholic.
Wow. Really?
Hello, my name's Lee Priest. I'm an alcoholic.
What was it? That raspberry gin that you
I found a passion fruit one yesterday.
really?
Yeah, it
See,
still
I'm a
tastes like
whiskey
shit.
guy.
Still tastes, yeah. Oof. I can't stand the taste of any alcohol. I have to hold my nose. And I just stood in the kitchen yesterday. My wife's like, "You gonna have a couple of shots?" I said, "Yeah." So I just did like 12 shots, one after another. I washed it
Holy
down with
shit.
orange juice. And then you wait an hour, then it hits you. Ugh.
Well, you got down to a fucking science, huh?
I used to like you know the video game Madden
Yeah.
NFL. Yeah.
Sure.
Huh?
Me and my buddy would buy like fucking two like 24 packs each and just be drinking and playing each other Madden. It'd be like 3 in the morning, all fucked up trying to play Madden against each other.
Yeah.
That was the day. Those were the days. This is why I was Fat Party Joe in the beginning, you know.
I used to get fucked up and chase girls at the nightclubs, and now you get fucked up and play Madden. I guess it's a little different.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. There's you, and then there's me, and then
yeah.
there's Lee.
What the
Hey, nah,
fuck is
still no one beats Lee doing coke and tying his cock to the coffee table. So I win.
nah,
There you go.
you wanna
You got my vote.
do you wanna quickly tell Joe that story? Joe, have you ever heard that story?
No, but
No.
I am very
All
yes,
right,
I'm very
good.
eager to
Well,
listen.
but it's almost like I didn't drink, I didn't do any drugs at all until I pretty much retired at like after the university in 43. I met a girlfriend, introduced me to coke, and I'm like, that's cool. I'll do it every now and then. I never had addictive personality, but one time I was at home by myself. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to get some coke on board. So I get the coke, I get it on the coffee table. I'm watching porn. I'm like, I'm getting a bit horny. Do a bit more coke. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to take my pants off. So I take my pants off. I'm watching the porn. Now I'm yelling at the TV like she can hear me. You fucking whore. You take it, you dirty bitch. And now I'm getting her out. So I'm like, I start playing with it. But then I did a bit more coke and it's like, "Arr."
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, it still feels good, but it's not hard. So I'm looking at my shoes. I'm like, oh, fuck, I got a great idea. So I took my shoe off, got the shoelace, put one end around the head of my cock, stretched it out, tied it off to the coffee table. So now,
What the
you know,
fuck?
you know when you see the old barbers where they're sharpening their blade on a leather strap? That's like me stroking it on the coffee table. And I'm watching the porn yelling, and I look over and my cat's sitting on the counter here. I'm looking at my cat stroking my cock going, you stop judging me, you fucker. I won't fucking feed you later and this and that. But then I busted out laughing because I got this mental image. I said, fuck, if I die right now, my mother's going to find me with coke on the table, my cock's tied to the coffee table, and I'll be fucking dead like this. And the friends will be like, how'd your son die? So
How'd he
I've
go?
done,
You know what's go ahead, go ahead. Oh, you done?
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say a long time ago on another podcast, somebody asked me, um, which pro bodybuilder did you look at growing up and you wanted to look like? And my favorite bodybuilder of all time was Dorian Yates, just because I'm a huge work ethic guy, the hardcore shit. But the one I wanted to look like was Lee Priest. And I'm over here hearing this story
Hey,
about him fucking coffee tables. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man,
hey.
that's my fucking
Next time,
hero, you know?
next time you're on, I'll tell you. Next time you're on, I'll tell you the time I took Viagra and injected my penis and it wouldn't go down. I had to go to the hospital to get it drained.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He sent me the pictures too of his dick
Oh,
all bloody and swollen.
blood everywhere. He's squeezing it. Blood's coming out like a sprinkler.
Yeah. It's fabulous. This is a great Joe's definitely
This is why
coming back.
kids do not do drugs. And it's like I said, the pain I experienced from when he had to put the needles in my dick for 6 months after that, when I'd get fucked up with the wife, I'd go in the kitchen and slam my cock between the drawers and the doors because I enjoyed the pain. So
Jesus
I'm surprised.
Christ.
I'm surprised the thing's still attached to me. The abuse it's copped over the years.
I was gonna say, man, your cock's indestructible, bro.
I don't think it works anymore. Wake up, it's dead now.
Holmesy, have you ever had an issue like this with your dick, or you just
An issue with my dick?
yeah, like either
Well, you just want to
either it
abuse it?
doesn't go down like Lee's or
You
it
just
doesn't
want
go up.
to abuse it?
Yeah.
Man, I'm 27. I happily have no issues. Not yet.
You don't have to have issues.
Yes.
This is all life's experience. It's not an issue. It's just enjoyment. Until
It's
you've had
wisdom, brother.
until you've had 12 needles stuck in the side and it's just bleeding everywhere. It's like
Only issue I ever had. I remember one time I tried this PT-141 peptide that somebody told me about, and it's supposed to be for libido. And I was just getting like unnecessary like erections. I was like, I don't want one right now, and it just
yeah.
it's not.
I, I had one for 3 days before I went to the hospital. My wife's like, you got to go to the hospital. I said, fuck, I'm not going to the hospital with a hard dick. Fuck that. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was my mate that took me in, the doctor, as he's squeezing it, doing this, he's like, oh, you've got nice girth. I'm like, can you not talk about my dick? And he looks at my friend, Adam, who took me, looks over, he goes, so how often do you two have sex? I'm like, he thinks we're fucking gay. I'm like,
Holy shit.
You did compliment your girth. I was like, I can see how that's.
yeah, while he's squeezing it. I'm like, don't talk about it. Just
The only real dick story I have is that when I was young, I would say in like high school, junior high school, I used to find things around the house to fuck because that's just, I guess I would,
that poor cat.
Yeah. So my brother had a bowling ball, but it had no holes bored into it. It was just a plain bowling ball that he never had fucking fitted.
Oh.
So I remember I put it on the bed. I was about 12 or 13.
Oh, what, just rubbed your dick over the top?
Yeah. And I laid on top of but you got to picture it, it's a bowling ball.
No, I don't want to picture you fucking a bowling ball. No.
And I was bro, by the time I was done with that bowling ball, it was a marble.
Fuck, bro. I mean, I just had my son, I'm over here thinking like, fuck, one day I'm gonna walk in, he's gonna be fucking something.
100%.
Fucking one of these objects.
Absolutely.
As long as you don't find him tied.
My mother had chicken cutlets when, just slap two together. That slime, nice. You guys.
Oh, it's fucking funny.
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna call it quits here. Joe,
Yeah.
you're definitely coming back. You fit right in. And
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
yeah, there's no question about it. We'll definitely be in touch. I'll definitely have you back. And that's about it, fellas. All right, listen, have a good weekend, everybody, and we will all be in touch.
Yes,
Hi,
sir.
boys.
All right, guys. Peace.
Later, fellas.